As a regular human being that I am, just like you are, I have made countless mistakes in my freelance career. But for this video, I want to share some mistakes that I personally have made with you guys so you guys can not make those same mistakes and avoid making as many mistakes that I did. So, without further ado, let me share my failures with you guys. Mistake number one that I made is simply just saying yes to everything. Now, what I mean by that is it was getting to a point in my career where work was kind of slow or I wasn't really getting any work at all. And I was just saying yes to jobs that I thought I knew how to do, but in reality, I just didn't know what I was doing. Now, I'm not saying this is a bad thing because if you truly want to hone in on your skills and get better, you're going to want to accept jobs that you've never done and you want to try them out, practice, and learn to get better, obviously. But let me just share a quick story with you to explain what I'm talking about. There was a time where I got hired as a freelancer to do video and to do post production. I don't do a whole lot of post production. I simply just like to be a camera operator. I like to go to the event, go to the corporate job, whatever, film, send the footage off, I'm done. I very rarely ever take on editing jobs. But this particular job, they needed someone to do motion VFX. Me, having a background in music videos, I do a lot of transitions. I know how to do a lot of crazy cool effects, but motion VFX is something that is totally different than a typical standard music video effect or transition. Me being the type of person that I am, I believe that I can really achieve anything that I set my mind to, and I don't like to have stuff or people limit what I can and can't do. So I try to learn as much as I can. So I honestly thought I can just go on YouTube and watch a couple YouTube videos of how to learn to do motion VFX and I would be good to go. But I was wrong. The client wanted the turnaround to be in 5 days. There was absolutely no way that I was going to learn how to do motion VFX in 5 days. When it comes to something like that, it takes me a while to learn. It's not something that's going to happen overnight, but I thought I can do it. And turns out in the time frame that they wanted the video back, there was just no way I was able to really give them a 100% great motion VFX video. It just wouldn't have came out right even if I tried to do it in 5 days. So essentially I just had to pay somebody on Fiverr to do it for me, and I end up losing a little bit of money on my end because I accepted a job that I thought I could just YouTube figure it out and do it. Then again, there is some jobs that I didn't know what I was doing and I still said yes and I figured it out. So I'm not saying yes to everything is bad, but only say yes to jobs that you know for sure that you can figure out if it's going to have to be in a 24-hour time span, or jobs that you know that you maybe worked on once or twice and you feel a little comfortable with it, then say yes. But if you know that you're not an editor and you don't like editing, then don't say yes to a motion VFX job just for the money. Number two is going to be sometimes focusing more on behind the scenes content for this YouTube channel rather than focusing on the job itself. Now, this is not something that I do all the time, or this is not something that I did a lot, but there was times where I had jobs and I was just so focused on the job where I forgot to film behind the scenes content for you guys to watch. And even sometimes now when I get a job and I don't capture enough footage for you guys, I often beat myself up because I'm like, dang, that's something that I really could have shared with them, or I didn't capture enough footage to share with them. I don't want to make this boring. But in reality, the job that I got contracted for is the first priority. These are my clients and they hired me to successfully get a job done. So sometimes I get sidetracked into the YouTube, though I do try to prioritize sharing as much content, as much behind the scenes with you guys that I can. I sometimes beat myself up way too much when I don't have enough, when I feel like I don't give you guys enough. But then again, some of you guys don't even care. So it's like finding that balance of not overdoing it and finding that balance of, even if I didn't accomplish what I wanted to do for you guys, not to beat myself up. Mistake number three is going to be interrupting someone politely during an interview to fix and correct a mistake that either they made or to just get a better response that I'm looking for whenever I'm supplying some interview questions. I get it. Some people are just very shy. Some people just are afraid to interrupt someone just to get that correct answer that they essentially need. And for me, there's times where in the beginning I was just so shy to tell someone, wait, can you repeat that? Or wait, can you rephrase that, or wait, whatever. I just didn't want to come off rude, and I was just, just shy to do it.
What is the vision of Word of Life Church?
We grow Christians.
Okay, so I would respond, say the vision of Word of Life Church is we grow Christians.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
How has Word of Life Church transformed your life?
It's really impacted me.
So start, Word of Life Church transformed my life.
Okay, so
That-
like
yeah, just
reiterate.
reiterate
Okay,
it.
got
Mhm.
you.
You're good.
If you want to get those great responses that are either going to wow you or wow your film that you're creating or wow the producer or director or whoever contracted you to film a documentary, interview, whatever it may be, you sometimes have to find that courage to say, hey, wait, sorry, that was good, but can you add more to that? Can you rephrase that? Can you reword that? Can you tell me a little bit more about what happened when you found out that your brother had a disease or whatever it may be? Just politely stopping them and saying, hey, that's good, give me more, and not just letting it ride off, not letting it die down.
It's more of
Gotcha. Okay, so like my interpretation of how we
yeah,
grow Christians.
yeah. But you could still
That's
say we
a
go
much
Christians first
better-
if you want,
yeah, well-
but then expound.
Yeah.
That sounds good. Perfect. So
Or sometimes when you're asking a client a question and they start going off into something that has nothing to do with your question, it's okay when you have to go out there and stop them to redirect them back onto the question that you essentially asked them. I think in the beginning, I was just so shy and just didn't want to be rude to interrupt someone while they're essentially pouring out their answer to me, especially if it's something that's really personal and deep to them. Me trying to cut somebody off and tell them, hey, like, I'm sorry, that's good, but that's not the response that I'm looking for. That's not the response that I know is going to fulfill this story. It was very difficult for me. And even still to this day, I still sometimes find it pretty hard to interrupt someone because you don't want to come off as rude. You want to be polite, you want to be respectful, and you want to also show that you care about what they're talking about. So finding that mixed balance and building that courage is something that I have gotten a lot better with now, something that you should be training and practicing to do as well, especially if you want to tell better stories. I'm sorry if I keep looking off. I got my dog over here, and this dude is just making so much noise. This is my dog right here. If you guys don't know, he is just so annoying. He just follows me around everywhere and he's interrupting this whole YouTube video. Mistake number 4 is going to be rushing the pre-production and the post-production process. The pre-production is vitally important whenever you want to get out there and film, whenever you're working for clients, whenever you're creating your own spec piece, having that pre-production process locked in, locked down, and not even having it good and ready for the shoot, but understanding it. There's times where I've been on sets with friends filming some projects for them and I just got too lazy to read the pre-production plan sheet and I just completely skipped over it. Not only not planning for the pre-production process, but as well as just rushing it. You don't have to rush post-production or pre-production. If it takes you 2-3 months to edit a documentary, then so be it. If it takes you 2 months to plan out a 1 minute long spec ad, so be it. Don't feel like you have to rush at all. I'm guilty of that with this YouTube channel. Sometimes I pump these videos out and I plan them and I feel like I have to get 2 videos down in one day just so I can have something posted for the week or the next week or the following week. And I find myself sometimes rushing these videos and rushing the ideas and rushing the points that I'm going to talk about just to release a YouTube video. It ties in same as well when you do commercial and client work. And that's something that now I've grown to just stop doing. I don't want to rush anything that I'm a part of. I want it to flow smooth. I want it to be natural. And I get it. Sometimes it can be hard, especially if you're a content creator and you're watching my YouTube channel and you have a YouTube channel and you maybe had a great video idea. It took you 2 weeks to write it. It took you 2.5 to film it. You post it and you only get like 80 views. I get it. There's videos like that where I posted, they're like 18-20 minutes long. I thought they were gonna be really good. I really enjoyed making them. They didn't really do that good. It is what it is. If it gives you more peace and is better for your mental health to take your time on something, even if you at the moment don't get the results that you want, it's going to be far worth it than to rush something and not 100% truly be proud of it. So not rushing pre-production, post-production, taking your time, not neglecting it, not skipping out on it, but making sure everything is exactly how you want it then the rest would just flow in place. Lastly, biggest mistake that I made is honestly bringing too many friends on jobs that just didn't require it. I remember early on when I made the transition over into corporate and event style work, I was nervous. I was really scared. I didn't want to do anything alone, especially me being a one man band. I had to wear all the hats essentially. That was nerve wracking for me. I was really scared and I didn't think that I could honestly do it by myself. So I would always bring two, three people with me on jobs that didn't require it. I would have some corporate interviews where I'm literally just interviewing two people and all I need is just essentially two lights and a lavalier like I'm using now, and that was it. And I would bring three people with me because I was just so nervous and had that fear of being alone, being under pressure, having all this anxiety. But as I did more and more and more jobs, I realized that I don't need to bring all these people with me. I honestly don't need anybody with me on certain jobs. Certain jobs only require a one man band. And the reason why I call that a mistake because it got to the point where I felt like I always needed somebody with me. And when those friends weren't available, I would get really bad anxiety when I had to go do a job by myself. In the same way that there's the right camera for the right job, and essentially I don't have to bring the FX6 on every single job I do because the FX6 wouldn't be the right choice for every single job that I do. An FX6 wouldn't be a great choice if I'm filming something that is just for social media. It's too big. There's no need for that. Get something like a FX3, you know? In the same sense, every single job that I get, I don't need to have two, three people just standing around with me just to set up one light for an interview or two lights for an interview. Doesn't make any sense. I got to the point now where I kind of like being a one man band. I enjoy it, honestly. Well, yeah, that's it for today's video. I hope you guys learned something and I hope it can help you on not making some of the mistakes that I made. Let me know in the comment section below what are some mistakes that you guys have personally made. I love to hear them. Without further ado, I'm gonna catch you in the next video. I'll be on to Banjuni.